Hi guys, my name is Guillaume and welcome to a new episode of Hit the Tone. First and foremost, thank you so much. This is our 10th episode of Hit the Tone and you guys have been amazing. The feedback is so positive and encouraging and I'm just having a blast. So thank you very much for bearing with me. As a sort of token of gratitude, I am tackling my white whale today. And I'm going back to one of the first songs that was requested in the first comment section, and that is Gravity by John Mayer. I didn't think we'd go back to John Mayer quite as fast, but you guys have been asking in the comment section. So here we are with our guitar setup for today, and with no surprise whatsoever, this Fender Stratocaster. Again, I wasn't here during the recording, but it's fair to assume that this sound was recorded with a Fender Stratocaster, and more particularly in position 4. That means neck pickup and middle pickup together out of phase. And I will take you from this sound to this sound. And starting from there, let's jump onto our amp and pedal setup. And this is where the fun really begins, because it's hard to talk about a clean tone in regards with what John Mayer uses. Not that the tone isn't clean, but the signal chain really isn't. There's a lot going on in there, so let's take it step by step. John Mayer uses the volume pot on his guitar quite a bit, and so that might surprise some of you to learn that his clean tone has actually 2 drive pedals on. Namely, some sort of clean or transparent boost, such as the Keeley Katana or the infamous Clone Centaur during that Continuum sort of period, as well as a light overdrive. We can quote the Boss BD2, we can quote the Tube Screamer, and I'm going to use a Tube Screamer circuit for this one. The trick here, do not put the volume on your guitar on 10. Depending on the kind of pickups you have and the kind of output you're looking at, 6 or 7 should do the trick just fine. And that allows you to keep the characteristics of the overdrive and the boost that you have, all that really full and rich sound, but still maintaining the clipping, the gain of it, fairly invisible. And that'll take you to this sound. I don't know about you, but to me it sounds pretty close. That's the kind of coloring of texturing of your sound you're looking for. On top of that, there's quite a lot of reverb, to be honest. As per usual, can come from your amp if your amp has reverb. If not, a pedal will do the trick just fine. I'm using a Strymon Flint in there, all the controls at noon, and that sounds like this. I don't know about you, but I think it sounds pretty close. As usual, if you feel like the gear that you have won't get you there, or if you're just in the mood for a new reverb pedal or a couple of drives, all the gear that I use today will be in the description down below, as well as some different price point recommendations that will work for this sound. And with that in mind, let's jump onto the last part of this video, which is definitely the most important part, and that is how to play the song. Quick reminder that for all of you guys who want to spend some more time learning the song, the tabs will be available in the description box down below. For all the others, let's have a look at our fretting hand for that main melody. And that's it for your fretting hand. There's a couple of things you really want to pay attention to in there. Mostly the accuracy of your bends, because there's some pretty tricky stuff. So don't be afraid to just isolate the bends and make sure you bend always up to the exact pitch. And do that as long as it takes for you to manage to get to that pitch within the entire melody. So I'm talking about that kind of exercise. And with that in mind, let's jump on to our picking hand. You can either use a pick or not for this song, and I'd recommend not using one, because one of the things that make this melody so, well, beautiful is the variety in dynamics that are in there, and the very light touch that you'll have on certain notes, and maybe a more intense picking on some others. So I'd recommend trying to learn it in a finger picking style, and that will look something like this. And that's it for your picking hand. Now, one last bit of advice before I leave you guys off, and that's regarding the dynamics that I was talking about earlier. There's a lot of room for, well, emotions in that intro, and your timing, your phrasing, and the intensity of your picking are going to matter a lot. So don't be afraid to put these two chords on a loop and just go over and over and over again to try and find your own voice in that melody and try and find the right intensity for each note. And that's really, to me, the hardest part of learning that song. And with that in mind, that's it. I think you guys have all the tools you need to hit that phenomenal tone that is John Mayer's in Gravity. This is a very hard song to learn, and it's even harder to explain. So I really did my best. I hope it helped you guys. I hope you learned something. Remember that this is a recommendation-based format, so whatever song you want me to cover next, go down in the comment section and let me know. And I'll get to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm really looking forward to 10,000 more episodes. And until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next Monday in a new episode of Hit the Tone.